Hello and welcome. Today's going to be one of my favorite hip mobility exercises for strengthening your gluteus medius and really just building your glute and hip flexibility and mobility. If you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and tap that button and leave me a like, and let's go ahead and get into it. The only thing you're going to need for today is your mat and your body, so it's pretty simple. I'm going to start with one of my favorite warm-up exercises for this and then head into that strengthening movement. So we're going to start by getting into the 90-90 position. So feet are going to be nice and wide, hands are going to come behind you, and you're going to start by swiveling your hips. So I like to start, if I'm going over towards the right, I'm going to start with the left knee, and I'm going to start to bring that left knee as far in as I can, keeping this left butt on the ground. I don't want it to rotate so much at the beginning that that guy lifts off. I'm trying to work with where my mobility is. So I'm going to rotate in, and then once I can't rotate anymore, I'm going to go ahead and allow that other leg to join the party, rotate over, and then I'm going to get a tall posture, lean down like I'm going to touch the top of my tummy towards the top of my thigh, come back up, hands going to windshield around, back leg is going to lift again to where it can't lift anymore, and then the other leg is going to join the party, as I like to say, and then you're going to lower down on the other side. And you can move through these slowly, you can move through these quickly, but the goal here is we're just starting to warm up your hips in this rotated position before we get into the next movement. So ideally, I would want you to do somewhere between 10 or more of these, especially if you have never done anything like this before involving hip rotation. So I'll just do a couple. We'll go ahead and pause your video, we'll get a couple more. These also work great pre-workout, especially if you're going to squat to really open up the hips and the glutes. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hang out on that right side, and you're gonna notice your 90-90 format. So knees are gonna become in line with your hips, you're gonna flex your feet, and then today I'm gonna be demonstrating the beginner variation of this. So you're gonna come on down to your right forearm. So I'm on my right side. From here, we're going to start some leg lifts. So you're just going to begin by picking up your right knee, pressing into that end range, holding it for a couple seconds, and then setting it down nice and slowly. So you're picking up, pressing into your end range, and then you're going to set it down. If this is feeling really good, you can also begin to lift that whole leg, send it out nice and straight. But again, most of us are just going to start right here, lifting that knee up and down, and then eventually you'll be able to do these as well, moving nice and slowly. So you're holding it, kind of pressing into that end range, lifting and holding for a couple seconds, and then setting it down nice and easy. And then you're going to go ahead and do that same thing with the back leg. So you're going to pick it up as high as you can, hold it and press into your end range for a couple seconds, and then set her down. Moving nice and slowly with these. These can cause cramps in almost everyone, so move nice and slow as you begin. And then the same thing with that back leg. Once these start to feel a little bit easy, you can do the same thing, beginning to lift up that whole leg and set it down. Again, we're just starting with this variation. So you're going to go ahead and repeat that same thing on the other side, coming on down to that left forearm, finding your shape, knees in line with hips, feet are flexed, and you're going to start by lifting that left knee off the floor. Nice and easy. Again, we can work up to straightening out that leg if these are feeling good. And you're going to do somewhere where you can do at least 20 of these or more pretty easily. Maybe I wouldn't do a couple sets at a time, but you can start finding a position where you can do 20 of these in one go, and maybe you can add something like this into your routine a couple days out of your week. Leaving room for other things, other mobility methods in between, release work, cars, stretching, so a combo with other stuff you're doing. But this movement alone is going to help strengthen your glute med and help you have the glute and hip mobility to be able to move comfortably in positions like the squat that have to have us rotate our hips quite deeply, or just be able to sit comfortably, because a lot of us even get into this position where the legs are crossed. This requires rotation, and often we are rotating one leg and one leg does a lot of the rotating and the other leg doesn't do as well. And I have seen from my clients, if we don't implement movements like these, that can lead to lower back pain. So a movement like this could be your smoking gun to help you with your lower back pain. Let me know how you got along in the comments. Leave me a like and subscribe if you don't already, and join me for more.